Hi, I'm Jason Jones, and thanks for watching my video today. I want to share with you today that 3 influencers or level of influencers that really help either drive our motivation or hinder our motivation as people. This is important, especially for you as a person, as you think about how do I become more motivated and drive towards the things I want to accomplish, my goals, the things I want to achieve in life. Also, it's very important for those of you who are managers, who are leaders, in how you handle people and help them move forward and motivate them, engage them in the goals and the missions that you would like for them to be engaged in as well. So there are 3 things I want to talk about, kind of 3 categories of influencers. The first one is the core, and it starts with ourselves. This is the beginning point of motivation, and this is what I call our internal drive. So our internal drive really it begins with our energy as people. What is our physical, our mental, our emotional, our spiritual energy that we bring to things? If we have low level of energy, we haven't gotten much sleep, we're not feeling well, we don't eat well, we're going to have lower levels of energy. We do those things right, we could have better physical and emotional and spiritual energy in our lives. Now also it has to do with some of the things I've talked about in my other videos around how much competence do we have? What's that level of competence? Also our sense of purpose in the things that we do. All those things are a part of what I call our internal core, our internal drive that drive us and help us become more motivated. Now in other videos and other writings, I'm going to talk more about how we can do that, and there are lots and lots of ideas, lots of ways that people do that, and the better we can do that, the more we can have the core of motivation in our lives. The second thing, which is an outer ring of that, is what I call our environment. Our environment is very important for our motivation. We can have an internal drive, internal motivation that's really good, but when we get into an environment that is poor, that tries to hinder our motivation overall can go down quite drastically. And so your environment can be your family, it could be the team that you're on within your job, or it could be your coworkers that are around you. It could be a group of people that you run with. Also could be your physical space as well. And so this is the environment that can either hinder or it can support your motivation. There's a third influencer of this, and this is the wider circle. This is a more broad perspective, and this is our culture, our cultural influence. Now this can be cultural norms, what's expected of you, or expectations or values. So this could be, it could be a broader, larger family, even a cultural or whatever kind of nationality or part of the world that you came from. These are norms that are extremely influential in our motivation. Oftentimes these norms in this culture have expectations of us, and these expectations oftentimes dictate or are part of our thinking when it comes to should I do something or shouldn't I do something. These things can create barriers. They can also create politics and bureaucracies, especially if we think about in our companies, the overall culture of our companies or company you may work with, the political environment, the bureaucracy, the credibility you see, the mission that drives that culture or those values within that culture could be something that either inspires you and helps you become more motivated, or it could be something you don't believe in and it could actually reduce your motivation as well. So what does this mean to us? Well, I think for all of us, we need to think about these 3 categories, right? We need to think about our own internal drive. How do we help that to be and help ourselves become as healthy as possible in that area? The second thing, though, is our environment. How do we set our environment up? We choose the right friends. We're around the right people that motivate us, that encourage us, that inspire us forward. And finally, the culture. How can we think about our culture or put ourselves in a culture or become a part of a culture that stimulates us and moves us forward and is in line with our expectations and our purpose and our values?